This is the Hollyland LARK Max 2, and it's probably the most well-rounded wireless mic system that I have ever seen. It's jam-packed with features like 32-bit float transmission and recording, and comes with a ton of accessories like these really cool wireless headphones to monitor your audio signal when recording. And there's just a ton to talk about with the LARK Max 2, so let's get into it. Big thanks to Hollyland for sponsoring this video and sending us out the LARK Max 2 for this review and testing. Now, I'm actually using the LARK Max 2 for all of the audio that you hear in this video, and I actually have two microphones on my person right now. I am using this wireless mic handle for one of the units, and then the other unit is actually clipped right here to my lapel. So I have two different options, and we'll kind of bounce back and forth between these audio sources for the duration of this video. So we have the ultimate combo here in studio, and what comes in the box is first and foremost this soft carrying pouch that's gonna house all of your accessories. And there's different sections to this case, like different compartments where you put different items. I love the way this case is organized. Then of course you'll get the microphone charging case itself, as well as the two microphones inside, as well as two receivers, one for 3.5mm devices like cameras, and then the other is USB-C. You'll also get a set of wireless headphones and a charging case for these headphones, and we'll talk about these headphones here in just a minute. You'll also get a ton of cables, like two different TRS cables, a USB-C cable, Lightning to USB-C, a USB-C to 3.5mm adapter, so you can allow your transmitters to accept a 3.5mm microphone. And you can pair those with the two lavalier microphones that this kit also comes with. You also get some windscreens. I mean, you get a ton of accessories in this kit, and the total price for this right now is only $279, which is wild for what you're getting. Now let's take a look at these wireless transmitters a little bit closer. These things are actually really lightweight, and I like the matte black finish that they have. So they're a little bit understated. They're not as like intense or large as some other wireless transmitters have been in the past, not even just from Hollyland, but a lot of other companies have had really big wireless transmitters. I love that these still have a nice rectangle shape where you're able to get a good grip on them if you wanted to handheld them for recording, but they're not so large that they're like a big rectangle or a big brick or something. They're actually really understated. Now, as we mentioned, you can record 32-bit float audio internally for up to about 10 hours or so. So this is outstanding. This just means that basically you're gonna have all-day recording for professionals and creators who are recording YouTube videos, or maybe you're filming a wedding or a documentary or an interview or something, and you just wanna leave that recording going so you don't miss any moments throughout your filming day. This totally allows you to do that, and at that 32-bit float quality. So you're gonna basically never clip your audio, and you're always gonna be able to recover some of those louder peaks in your audio. So you really don't have to worry about setting your audio gain or anything. Just hit record on these units and you're guaranteed to capture really good audio. Now, beyond recording internal 32-bit float, this can also transmit 32-bit full chain audio transmission. So this is going to allow you to send that 32-bit float audio wirelessly to a recording device like an audio recorder or cameras that will support 32-bit float internal recording. Now, currently in studio, I don't actually have a camera that supports 32-bit float internal inputs from a wireless device like this. Now, I think that's going to be a feature that is going to be added to cameras more frequently in the next couple years. So this is kind of future-proofing for when that functionality comes to more cameras very soon. Now, the clip design on the back of these transmitters is actually pretty cool. There's a little clip that kind of snaps into place so that you're able to position it, and then it snaps back down to tighten shut. So this is something I've literally never seen this design from a wireless transmitter before, at least the ones that I've used. So I think this is a welcome addition. So shouts out to Hollyland for creating this kind of innovative feature. I love what they did here. Now, alongside of the record button, there's also another button on the transmitter that you can use to enable noise cancellation. And for those of you who want to record in more professional situations where you might need to use a lapel microphone, this system, even though it's really small and compact, still comes with an adapter. So it's a USB-C to 3.5mm adapter. And then that gives you the ability to plug in a 3.5mm device. And you can do any really 3.5mm microphone that you want, but it actually comes with these two lapel style lavalier microphones. So you can clip those microphones to your subject's shirt or their collar for a more professional, like talking head style video if you would prefer, instead of clipping the transmitter directly to them. Another cool feature with these transmitters are that you can actually pair up to 4 transmitters with one receiver. So that means you could mic up 4 different talent. So maybe you're doing interviews, or maybe you're like a production team member and you're working on a set, like a sound stage, and you need to mic 4 different talent. Well, you can actually use this system and send audio from all 4 of those talent to one receiver to monitor your audio and record your audio. And additionally, you could also be recording internal backups to each one of those microphones to make sure you don't lose audio at all. So such a cool way that you can leverage this microphone in multiple different ways. Now, in terms of receivers, this kit does come with a USB-C receiver for smartphones. So if you want to use this system just with your iPhone, you absolutely can do that as well. There's even a button on the bottom of the receiver, which allows you to turn on noise cancellation on the units just from your mobile device, which is really cool. And then if you're somebody who wants to use the larger 3.5mm receiver for cameras, this thing is really cool. It's actually a touchscreen display, so you're able to cycle through a lot of the settings just by using that touchscreen display. And there's also a control wheel dial on the left side of the unit as well, and you can use that to perform some different operations and work through the menu system. You can actually enable recording from all units by using the receiver itself, so you don't have to enable them from each of the individual microphones. You can do that right there from the receiver. You can also select if you want to be recording in stereo or mono, or have a safety track, things like that. There's honestly a ton of features to this receiver, and almost everything that you can do from the Hollyland app, you can actually do right here from the receiver as well. I've seen on other mic systems before, you have to open up the app in order to enable certain functions. With this system, you can basically do everything you want to do from the receiver itself, and you don't have to open up the app. On the receiver, you have a 3.5mm output that you can send to cameras, and then you also have a 3.5mm input for headphones if you do want to monitor directly your audio out of the receiver itself. You can also click into the menu and change your monitoring mode from wired to wireless, which is now going to allow you to pair the monitoring headphones that the system comes with to wirelessly monitor your audio signal. This is wild, and I'll talk about that more in just a little bit. Now we're going to perform a series of sound tests with the LARK M2, starting with this lapel mic test where I just have the transmitter clipped directly onto my lapel. This is an indoor environment where the sound is a little bit controlled, but I don't have a bunch of sound treatment in this room. It's a pretty raw test, and we're going to see how the audio sounds right here in this situation. Now here's another test indoors with the LARK Max 2, and noise cancellation is now turned on, so you can see how the noise cancellation works in an indoor environment. Now here's an outdoor audio test if you were to just clip this to your lapel and have no noise reduction on or no windscreen on as well. So this is kind of just the raw test. My son's over there yelling at me saying hi, so maybe you can hear that, but I will turn the noise reduction on right now. And now you can hear the difference between what this was like without noise cancellation and having the noise cancellation on. And what's cool about this noise cancellation is it's actually a stepless system. So a lot of times mic systems will have like a high, medium, or low setting, and it's like hard stops. But with this system, you can like use a slider and dial it in exactly to the amount of noise reduction that you would prefer to have. So that's a really cool system, and I think this noise reduction honestly works really well. I'm kind of at a busy intersection right now. I'm gonna show you what happens when you turn the noise cancellation on. And now the noise cancellation is on. Can you hear these cars around me? There's a car blasting music right here. Does it sound better? Let me know. And here's one more test using the lapel microphone, so you can hear what the difference in sound quality is between using the lapel mic and using the internal microphones on the LARK Max 2. Now I'm going to do a series of audio comparisons between the LARK Max 2 and some other wireless mic systems. This is a baseline test of the audio coming out of the LARK Max 2. Here's an audio test with the DJI Mic 2 audio system. I'm using the internal microphone to record this audio test. Here's an audio test with the Rode Wireless Pro audio system. I'm using the internal microphone to record this audio test. Here's an audio test with the Saramonic Ultra wireless audio system. I'm using the built-in microphone to record this audio test. Here's an audio test with the Boya Mic 2 audio system. I'm using the internal microphone to record this audio test. So let me know what you think about these sound tests. How does the LARK Max 2 compare to some of these other microphone systems that you've maybe used before? Let me know down in the comments below what you think about this microphone. Now let's talk a little bit more about these wireless monitoring headphones that come with this kit, which I think is one of the most unique selling points of going for the LARK Max 2. You get these little headphones so you can wirelessly monitor your audio signal. Now in terms of like comfortability with these things, I think they're fairly comfortable and lightweight as well. They're definitely lightweight, but I wish that they had the ability to sort of go in ear. It like almost like AirPods now can like have the option to kind of go in your ears more. I think that would be really helpful, and they'd just be able to block out more noise or distractions from your background if they could go in ear. They do kind of like wrap around your ear, so if you don't like things wrapping around your ear, maybe you're somebody who doesn't like your ears being touched, then you might not like these. Now, in terms of like latency or lag in the input delay, so when I speak, like how quickly do I hear my voice in my headphones? I would say it's like nearly instant. So the delay in which I speak into the microphone and then hear myself is so minimal that it doesn't even really distract me from delivering my talking head A-roll right now. So I'm not really distracted. I can hear myself fine, but there is a tiny bit of delay. And as somebody who like works with cameras and audio and directly monitoring audio signals from like an audio interface with headphones on, I can tell that there is a tiny bit of a delay, but it's not enough to make me unable to like record and listen to myself at the same time. Now, is this something I would do on a typical basis? No, I'd probably just put them on to listen to my audio to make sure it sounds good and then take them off when I begin recording. But what I would use these for all the time is if I was behind the camera recording talent of an interview or something, and I wanted to be more mobile and like move from my camera to the lighting or look at my B camera, and I still wanted to get a clear audio signal of what's happening with my audio, I throw these on. It allows me the freedom to move around my set a lot more, and I don't have to be tied down to like a wired headphone connection right behind my camera. Now, are these the best sounding headphones in terms of audio quality? No, not really. I think there are better sounding headphones out there, but for what you're getting and the fact that these come in the kit, I think this is a huge added value that a lot of creators are gonna love. Now, some things that I think could be improved on with the LARK Max 2 would be, first, I did notice myself accidentally hitting the record or the noise cancellation buttons on the transmitters quite often when I wasn't meaning to hit those buttons. So why this is important is that if you were planning on adding noise cancellation after the fact and you accidentally turn it on during your recording, that's gonna kind of mess up your audio workflow. So obviously you don't want that to happen. And then additionally, if you hit the record button on accident when you were already recording to begin with, that's going to end your audio recording, and then you're going to lose that backup audio recording. Now, I think you can actually lock the microphones, if I'm not mistaken, so that nothing like that will happen while you're recording, and I'll double check that. I'll put on screen right here if you can actually do that or not. But another solution could be for Hollyland to add some sort of like tactile feedback. So like maybe like a slight vibration, so that if you accidentally hit one of the buttons or even intentionally hit one of the buttons, it will indicate with a little vibration that a function just changed or a setting just changed. This way you as the user know something just happened and you don't accidentally start clicking things and not know it. Another improvement could be with these headphones. I think these are great for a version 1.0, but ideally I would love to see them not be so bulky, and if they could have a better in-ear design where that's gonna help a lot with like noise cancellation and reducing what you hear from your surrounding environments. That would be huge if they could add that sort of in-ear design. Now, one last little improvement I think could be made, which I'm getting pretty nitpicky here, is with this little clip design on the transmitter for clipping it to your lapel or, you know, wherever, maybe your hat, you wanna be like a hat creator, clip it to your hat. One of the issues with this system is that it doesn't work with like any in-between. So like it either is up or it is down. Like traditionally, this kind of clip design would be like a tension system where you can find an in-between tension point. And why this matters is I was trying to mount this to my wireless microphone handle, and I couldn't do it in the same way that I traditionally would do it with other mic systems with that little tension thing. It didn't work because it wanted to clamp all the way down or all the way up. There's no in-between. So if they could actually just give us both of those options, give us the clippy design, which I love, but also give us one that's like a more standard tension clip design, I think that would be awesome. So who do we think this mic system is for? First and foremost, this is for video production professionals, people who want to get the maximum level audio quality, the best of the best audio quality. The LARK Max 2 truly does not disappoint. It's their highest end mic system designed for professionals. I actually have some concerts that I'm filming this month, as well as 2 wedding films that I'm producing. And this is the mic system that I'm gonna reach for all of those production gigs. And then of course, this is great for YouTubers and social media creators. You're gonna get professional sounding audio with that internal backup is gonna be so valuable for like talking head videos just like this one. It's a great also backup audio source for podcasting. If you just like magnetically clip this microphone onto your mic arm, position it in a way where it's right by your podcast microphone, you have a high quality backup audio system, which is really cool. So honestly, I truly believe that this LARK Max 2 system is one of the most powerful and feature-packed wireless microphones in its class. If you want to check out the LARK Max 2, we'll link it down in the description below. And if you want to watch another video from us here at Think Media, you can click or tap the screen right here to watch that video, and we'll see you in the next one.